Hello friends, hope you all are doing very well. This is Bappa from Wise Things IoT Solution Services. So today I will walk you through our cloud IoT platform that help you deploy your IoT solutions in the cloud end to end very quickly and easily. So using our device agnostic cloud API and database services, you can send the data collected by your device or gateway set field to our database server, and the data is saved there. So currently our database server accept data through GSM, HTTP or HTTPS or MQTT. So once your data is there at the database server, you can use our cloud API services and build applications like a dashboard application, a mobile application, or a BI visualization tool for an enterprise and access them from anywhere. So let us see how this works. The whole IoT platform is mainly divided in three parts. So at the heart of the application is this cloud API and database services, which is hosted in cloud. So first of all, we'll have a look at it, how you can use the APIs and send our data to the database server. And then in the next part, we'll see how the devices or gateways can send data to our database server. As you can see, OEM manufactured machines also can send data, or data can be received from our applications like ERP application and accounts application. Okay, so we'll have a look at two live examples. One is with HTTPS and one is with MQTT. So I will share this code as well, so that you can use these codes in your device to send data to the database server. And lastly, we have a out of the box dashboard creation service. So this is a simple drag and drop kind of dashboard. So we'll have a look how we can create a dashboard like this and visualize what our devices are sending. So let us begin one by one. So let us begin with our cloud API and database services, because this is at the heart of the whole IoT platform. So to use it, you can refer to this 2-pager API documentation. This is very easy to follow. So the first page is for HTTP and the next page is for MQTT. Okay, all the information is provided here, like hostname and HTTP port, and similarly for MQTT server as well. Okay, so to start using it, what you can do, there is you can just copy this request sample. Okay, simple request sample, and then open a browser and put it in a browser. And just before I press enter, just to explain, up to here the API is always same. Okay, then after that you put your thing name, and then you can post any variable. Okay, like a is equal to, I am posting a is equal to 35. Okay, and I press enter. So the API gives you back this JSON. This data is saved in our record. So you can post any number of variables, like I can then post and b is equal to 78. So you just add a and post as many numbers of variable. So I press enter, and this gives you this response. So now I would like to explain what this C time and P time is. C time is collection time, and P time is the processing time when our server processes the request. So normally if their network is up, then P time and C time should be ideally the same, but sometimes networks are down. In that case, your device might record the data with a collection time in its memory, and when the device come back to network and it send all this data together, so in that case C time and P time would be different. So it is up to you. C time is the optional parameter. You may or may not send it. So let me show you one example with C time. So if your device is equipped with the RTC module, you can record the collection time and you can send it like this. Okay, my thing, and I will not, for humidity I will change to A. Okay, so you see I am not changing the thing name. Okay, and our database is a NoSQL database. It can take any number of data in a record. So that is the advantage of having this NoSQL here. Okay, so this is what our API service responds with. Okay, and then so to get back your data what you have posted, you just need to do like this. You just type of thing name is equal to the my thing for the device for which you want the data, and press enter. So this API service returns you the last data, but if you want to return more number of data than the last data, then you can just add another parameter like count is equal to like say 4, if I want to get back 4 data. Okay, so the device give me 4 data back here, JSON with comma separated here, you can see. Okay, and the count you can have up to maximum 20. Okay, but it will give you back as many data possible if there are not 20 data, though the max number is 20, but please remember our database saves all the data, not only 20, so you can get all the data back anytime you need it. Okay, so that is about the API service and its response. So using this JSON responses, you can build your dashboard service, or some third-party software like ERP or any other software, or you can build a mobile app on top of it. So that is what our API services offer. Okay, so now let us move to the next part, how our device can say, now I am typing all this in URL, so how our device can do the same thing, how our devices can send data, how your gateway can send data to our platform. Let us have a look at that. Before we move on to the next part, please note this one thing. If you ask for data for some device name which has never sent data, say I ask for data for device X which has never sent data, we have no records in our database, so it comes back with a message like this. So if you misspell the device name, or you just mix up large cap small cap, then you get a message like this. So when we later look into our dashboard part, our dashboard also use the same API service. So if you try to onboard a device name in the dashboard which has never sent data, or you misspell the device name, will get a similar message like this. Okay, so with this, let us move on to the next part. Let us now have a look at the devices, how your device can send data to the platform. Okay, so this is the code, this Wi-Fi temperature, humidity, random number status, and a GPS location. So this device is randomly collecting this data and sending to our API platform. So how it is doing that is, it is just creating the same URL that we are typing out in the browser. So it is also creating this URL and sending through this function request URL. Request URL function is under this. Okay, so you can have a look. I will post this code in GitHub, and I will provide a link in the YouTube video also, so you can have a look at here how it is done. So if we look at the device log, so this device wakes up every 15 seconds and then connect to my router, it is and then get then send data and go to sleep. So if you see, the device name is demo device. Okay, and it has sent just this data: battery reading 416, random number 46, door status closed, and lat long. And then it sent the URL and it received the request. Okay, it received this request here. So now let us go to our portal, and so this is a HTTP example. I will show you an MQTT example as well. So let us now go to our portal and see what demo device has sent. Okay, so please be careful about the device case, device name case, letter case, caps and small case, so you need to be careful about that. Okay, so let us see what it has posted. It says analog, say one number only. We see these two, random 8.0 and analog 412. So we'll go there, look at the log and see if it matches. Okay, so now the next data is coming up. So let us see the next data. Okay, so this time it has sent random 5 and battery reading 416. So let us just refresh it. So it's random 5 and this battery value analog is 416. So this is it. And about MQTT also, so I'm running a MQTT device as well, so I will also post this code here. So if you see, this MQTT device actually connect to this platform every 15 seconds and send just one value. So now it has sent a is equal to 0, and the device name for this one is, let me check in the code. The device name for this one is MQTT thing. So where is that? Let me check. Thing name, oh sorry sir, thing name is first thing. So let us check with this. So this is using MQTT first thing and enter. So this is a is equal to 57. This is the last data that device has sent. A is equal to 57. Okay, so now let us so this is how devices send data to our platform. Now let us have a look how we can build a dashboard. using all this data. Okay, let's go there.